How do? Let's try and get this done, shall we? So obviously we need to cut out this front face and get that glued on. Mainly though, first I need to sort out this neck heel here. Now normally I would just go in there with a chisel and start grading things in, but I don't trust that that plywood's not going to do something a little bit funky and chip away. So we're going to get that old trusty finger sander out again. And along with that, I would normally just go at it and eyeball what's going on. But I have seen on the Instagrams and places like that, guys like Shock the Fox, who, if you don't follow, you absolutely should, because the guy's a legend, put a little bit of tape on there to know don't go past that point. Now I've put this tape on where this flare has already fractionally started coming up. So if I go down to there and I go a little bit lower than I should, I've still got some blending room into the rest of the neck. If I put this tape completely on the flat section and then go a bit deep, I'll be a bit scuppered. There we are, that's more better. And obviously that's all going to blend in even more when we start going over that with the random orbital sander and smooth it out and get some finer grades in to give that a good polish. Smooth as a baby's bottom. Now the eagle-eyed amongst you will have noticed that I have put the frets in. I have levelled and crowned them and put the hot dog's ends in, because everyone loves a hot dog, don't they? I haven't polished them yet, so still needing to do a little bit of work on the front and things like that. There's no point polishing the frets now because there's a chance to get scratching, right? I don't want to do the work twice, do I? And I've also glued this extra little patch onto here. Now the reason I've done that is because as the top's going to go on here and flow a little bit, I don't want a square edge quite so much on there as it leads down towards these bottom sections here. So again, I'm just going to sand that off with a bit of an arc that then just grades down towards being level and flat with this. There you go, so that should add just a little bit more support as the top flows over and arches over that section there. This is one of the great things about plywood. You can just add a section on and it doesn't change the structural integrity of the wood at all, because all you're doing is adding more plies to the already plywooded plywood. And you can see I've also added this beam on as well. So I loved the fact with this control pocket that we made here, the extra strength and stability it gave to this backplate was pretty massive, to be honest. So I've put an extra strip on this side so that again it's got the extra support on that back, and it'll be on the face plate as well. Smoothed that off so it's going to fit all the way around nicely. It's not going to get in the way. And then less likely that this whole guitar will collapse when you put strings on it and try and play it. Bonus. So now to accurately try and cut out a face top, which will have to include a cutout for the fretboard section on there. These holes I can cut out later after it's all been glued up, because that's going to be a lot stronger, I think. But this definitely wants trimming out before going on. So let's try a few different sections to make sure we get a nice fit with a bit of paper and the whole Creality Falcon 2 laser machine, 22 watts. Okay, so no. No, that is not the right fit. Right, so what does it need to do? So this is where I can then manipulate these cut lines in the software, and maybe I want to move this line that way a little bit to nudge it over. I want to get this a little fraction deeper to move it that way a little bit. Maybe the whole thing needs angling. This is what we test with paper. And with the fourth attempt at cutting out with paper, we have a neck pocket for the top that's going to fit really nicely and give us the correct position with enough overlap to trim off and feel safe. And now we get to cut the real thing out. Good job we did those paper practices. Here we go again. That because this cuts almost all the way through with this pattern, it creates that arc to start with. So it barely needs to flex at all while you put it on. But before we do that, there's a few things in here that we need to sort out. So I need to cut a channel to get the wiring from here and also from this area here. So I'm just going to run a groove along that strip and into there. So once the lid's on top, you obviously won't see the groove, but you'll be able to get access for wiring. So now, before we glue the top on, I'm just putting little strips of masking tape across these grooves, and I think I'll fill the walls of these cavities where I don't want glue splurge to go. So I now have every clamp I own at the ready to glue this top on. I hope it works. Cunning use of a sponge. That should just make sure that all of that center section is clamped down and glued to that central strip of ply right through the middle of the guitar, making everything pretty solid and secure. Fingers crossed. Next time, I'm hoping to get this completely finished. So all the hardware that's going to go on, we're going to try a finish on here, which I'm really hoping will work. And then the big test of whether it can stand putting strings on it or not, which is kind of the point of a guitar, isn't it? But there we go, exciting stuff. Watch this in the meantime because you're going to love it. And I'll see you soon. God bless.